Now, I know COVID greatly affected movie releases in the past few years, especially the superhero genre, which seems at a decline after Endgame. However, 2023 promises some epic releases that are definitely going to get superhero movies back on track. So without wasting any time, let's take a look at some of the best new superhero movies that are coming out later this year.
This is very personal, Billy.
Let's start with one of the most awaited sequels to a hilarious superhero adaptation, SHAZAM! Fury of the Gods. With Billy and family finally finding themselves getting bestowed upon incredible superpowers, they must now balance their everyday life and realize their duties as superheroes. But a new enemy threatening the very existence of Earth arises, and the gang must band together if they've got any chance of surviving. This, hands down, is one of the most engaging plot lines and certainly the most hyped one. The prequel for the movie was simply a banger, and this is one that's set to surpass that. Whether SHAZAM is the strongest DC superhero or not is debatable, but there's one thing for certain, is that he's the most goofiest and entertaining of them all. This movie's sure to provide fans with what they're looking for as the laid-back superhero returns to the big screens. SHAZAM! Fury of the Gods is set to release in cinemas across the US on the 17th of March, so make sure you're not late to the party.
Now everyone's kind of like doing their own thing, and I'm the only one trying to keep it together.
You make this easy for you. You will bring me what I need. Or everything you call a life will end.
Next up, our favourite Ant-Man is getting the major spotlight he deserves in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. The story involves Scott and Hope finding themselves exploring the quantum realm as they venture through mysterious places, interacting with new peculiar creatures. This thrilling adventure is surely going to push them beyond their limits and reshape their imagination. Needless to say, this is easily one of the highly anticipated superhero movies of 2023 and is expected to live up to its predecessors. Of all the Marvel movies releasing this year, I believe that this one's got the best chance of pulling the studio out of its apparent slump, prompting it to pick up the pace again. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is set to hit the cinemas on the 17th of February, so be sure you don't miss out.
With that,
Now, moving back to DC Comics, we have Blue Beetle. This tale follows the Mexican-American teenager Jamie gaining a mysterious superpower when a scarab of unknown identity binds to his spine. The peculiar scarab provides him with incredibly strong blue alien armor, which ends up turning the boy's life upside down. As one of the few newer releases this year, Blue Beetle's certainly promising to be the best amongst its competitors. Jamie's journey of getting used to his new life is going to be worth savoring as he realizes his role as a superhero. The most interesting part about the superhero is that he may just become one of the strongest heroes in the DC universe as he taps into the full potential of his powers. This is definitely going to be a hot topic amongst fans, but leaving that aside, I feel the movie genuinely has a shot of being a blockbuster and the fans are going to enjoy it thoroughly. From thrilling action to fascinating power-ups, Blue Beetle has all the ingredients needed for a top-notch superhero movie. Blue Beetle set to release across cinemas on the 18th of August. The Marvel movie list just keeps getting bigger and bigger, and this time we have The Marvels. The story here revolves around Carol Danvers, aka Captain Marvel, who reclaims her identity from the tyrannical Kree and exacts revenge on the Supreme Intelligence. However, in the process, she ends up destabilizing the universe and is now tasked with the burden to bring the universe back to its initial state. Now, this is shaping up to be yet another intoxicating Marvel movie of the year, as we see Captain Marvel's chaotic journey filled with action and sorrow. Considering its prequel being one of the most highly acclaimed Marvel movies, the sequel is certainly going to be no different. The Marvels is set to release on July the 28th across cinemas in the US, so make sure you don't miss out on the hype train. Moving on to our next Marvel Comics entry, we have KRAVEN the Hunter. The main character, Sergei Kravinoff, is a top-class hunter who moves into Russia, where he sets to prove that he's the best in the business and will go to all lengths in order to achieve his ambitions. Another promising movie from Marvel's lineup this year, and definitely not the least exciting. The action-packed thriller may not evoke a larger audience, but definitely has the potential to be a major hit amongst the action-loving community. Although some may view this as a bit of an underdog, I assure you that this isn't the case, as there's bound to be moments that will send shivers down your spine. The story of KRAVEN the Hunter feels immersive and exciting, which is more than what you need to make a successful superhero movie. It's set to premiere on October the 6th across cinemas in the US, so make sure you don't miss out. We talked about Marvel stepping up the gas pedal, but DC itself isn't far behind with their releases this year. Aquaman's a highly anticipated series worldwide, and it seems the sequel is going to be no different. The story sees Aquaman forging an uncanny alliance with an unlikely ally as they rally together in a bid to save the planet and Atlantis. The alliance may just prove pivotal in deciding the outcome of the upcoming war. Starring the enigmatic Jason Momoa once again, the movie is set to be yet another major hit, delivering to the fan base a fantasy masterpiece. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom movie is set to be released on December the 25th across the US.
One last time. Into the forever.
Now, moving to another Marvel Studios entry on our list, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Still hurting from the loss of Gamora, the Guardians are led by Peter Quill with the task to defend themselves and the universe. The mission's surely going to prove a challenge as it jeopardizes the very existence of the Guardians. The movie's shaping up to be yet another roller coaster of emotions which will definitely appeal to its audience. With great suspense and guaranteed action-packed moments, the movie is bound to become an immediate fan favorite. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 is set to release across the US on the 5th of May, so make sure to let your Marvel buddies know.
And you changed the past.
Onto a very major DC film, The Flash. Widely known as one of the fastest superheroes, the movie sure has some hype going around it. Not much of it is known about the movie thus far, but the story sees the Flash traveling through time with the goal to prevent his mother's murder. However, in the process, he ends up causing changes that result in the creation of a multiverse. So judging from this, we can say with certainty that there are bound to be some incredible moments that will have fans on the edge of their seats. The Flash is set to release across the US on the 16th of June, so make sure you don't miss out.
Are supposed to be the good guys.
We are.
And hence we arrive at the most anticipated movie of 2023. It's the one franchise that never fails. Spider-Man is returning to the big screen with a sequel to the immensely popular Into the Spider-Verse. The story sees our friendly neighborhood Miles Morales reuniting with Gwen Stacy and finding himself hurled across the multiverse. This is where he encounters fellow Spider people trying to protect their very existence. As a new threat arrives, Miles finds himself at odds against the other superheroes and is left on his own. With no one covering his back, he must redefine what it means to be a hero if he wishes to protect the ones he loves. Now, reading through the plot, one might imagine that it's targeted to a younger audience, but rest assured, you're bound to get some exhilarating action scenes that you'll end up relishing. Spider-Man Across the Multiverse is going to hit theaters across the US on the 2nd of June, so be sure to add it to your watch list.
And he never lets anyone tell him that he doesn't belong there.
In conclusion, this is shaping up to be an incredible year and an apparent tug of war between Marvel and DC seems imminent. But I guess that's the case every year and the rivalry only gets more fiery every time. Only time will decide who comes on top this year round. Overall, I'd say the year is going to be an absolute win for the superhero movie addicts as they're definitely going to be up for an exciting ride due to the sheer number of quality movies that will be releasing over the year. That was all for today. Hope this video provided the pivotal superhero info that you were looking for. And if it did, please consider to like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss any new updates. With that said, I'll see you in the next one.